Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be talking a lot about something that really separates the hustlers and hobbyists from the high level leaders and entrepreneurs that want to lead a business. And that is goal setting. Not just any goals. I'm talking about the strategic, layered, high level financial goals that really drive your business forward. In Proverbs 21:5, it says, "The plans of the diligent lead certainly to profit, but anyone who is reckless certainly becomes poor." Now, that verse really sets the tone for today, and we're going to plan diligently so that your store, your Shopify store, moves forward profitably and not just with chaos. And so let's just dive right in. My name's Jacob Curtis. I am a CPA, a certified profit first professional, and a business coach. I started Curtis Accounting Solutions to remove the stress of doing the bookkeeping, payroll, and taxes, and to provide some practical business advice that helps Shopify sellers piece together that financial freedom. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and questions on today's episode. So please leave a comment below and remember to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Okay, let's dive in. Financial freedom isn't just a one size fits all. For some, it's early retirement. For others, it's flexibility or building generational wealth. And so we have to start by asking, what do I want my life to really look like? As an example, if your dream lifestyle costs $100,000 a year after taxes, you need about $40,000 for living and $60,000 to reinvest and save. And that's your personal income target, right? So we want to reverse engineer your business revenue from there to kind of target your personal needs. Now, once you know your personal goal, you're going to build your revenue goal backward, just like I said, reverse engineer that. So let's say you need $100,000 personally, and you have $50,000 in operational expenses and $30,000 for taxes, and you add in there a 10% profit budget, a buffer. That really puts your revenue target at around $210,000. Now you're not just guessing, now you actually have a plan. You're planning like a CEO, you know exactly the amount that you should be shooting for to make your life and those of your employees happy and good. So big annual goals can be overwhelming if you think about that, right? $210,000 a year, that's kind of a lot to kind of think about. But if you break that down into quarterly and monthly checkpoints, that makes it much easier to swallow. So for example, that $210,000 a year, that breaks down into about $52,500 a quarter or $17,500 a month. And if you know your Q4 is your strongest month, then you're going to adjust those percentages a little bit and say, well, in Q4, I want to target 22, and in Q1, I may be a little lighter. And this really gives you that control instead of just hoping and getting surprises and things like that. Your financial goals can't happen alone. You've got to set the goals and set team goals that directly impact and support that revenue and profit. For example, if your marketing assistant is focused only on email, you're going to set a goal to something like increase the average order value through abandoned cart emails by 10%. And that would be their specific goal. That's how they're going to help the business reach that overall annual goal of $210,000. They're going to increase their abandoned cart emails and that average order value by 10% through that methodology. Now, this really connects with your work for a bigger picture. So you want to do that for each of your team members. If you grow, your business grows. So the biggest asset in your business is you. You are the biggest asset in your business. So if you're struggling with high ad spend or low return on ad spend, a course on Facebook ads and strategy could easily return 10x and improve that right there just by learning something simple. So you want to set goals to master a new marketing strategy or track a new impact or whatever it is that you see that you're lacking. You want to be able to train yourself and get educated around what you're lacking so that your weaknesses improve the overall business, right? You're the only one that's bringing down your business, but you're also the only one that has control enough to bring it up. So you can't lead well if you're running on fumes either. Burnout really does kill the vision and kill the mood in the business. You've got to make sure that you're setting aside time for yourself, whether that's a weekly Sabbath goal, schedule a 2-week unplugged weekends a quarter, or plan maybe even a retreat every 6 months. Make space to hear God, recalibrate, and lead with clarity. Next one is we want to set a standing date for each month to review your financial. Even if it's just for 30 minutes, you want to be able to come that day, that time, every single time and review what's happening. So for example, on the first Monday of every month, you're going to review your sales, your profit margins, your expenses, and upcoming cash flow needs. By doing this, you're really going to get into that flow and you're going to be able to look at and see the trends more easily. You're going to more likely catch those rising expensing trends early and then be able to pivot and make some changes. And that's really what proactive leadership is all about, is being that consistent anchor in the business. Now, every quarter, you want to evaluate what worked and what didn't to realign your goals if and when that's necessary. So if Q1 showed unexpected product demand, Maybe you need to shift your focus in Q2 to inventory and fulfillment. Now, this isn't a failure. This is just adaptive leadership. This is what it looks like to be leading a successful company, is adapting and adjusting to the current changes in the business and the environment. So let's kind of bring this full circle again. Remember that Proverbs verse 21:5, the plans of the diligent certainly lead to profit, but anyone who is reckless becomes poor. Well, we plan, we track, we grow, not just for more revenue, but to be a good steward of what God's really placed in our hands. By being diligent, that fruit will actually follow through. So if you have any questions or need assistance with managing your company's finances, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you piece together that financial freedom. Schedule a call with me to get started by scanning the QR code or going to jacobcurtiscpa.com. You can see that you are there to get started. And remember to follow me, Jacob Curtis, and Curtis Accounting Solutions on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.